Okay, so here we go. Welcome to our Sunday night Zoom. So we're going to talk about how to basically upsell at all these fantastic foundation checkups that you guys are booking with your existing customers with this new foundation. Now, some of this stuff we've probably already covered, but you know what? Marketing strategists have told us that things don't sink in until people have heard them 12 times. So here you go. I don't know what number this is, but we're gonna say some stuff, and hopefully there'll be some new stuff. What I want to do is with these foundation checkups. This idea is, of course, for your existing customer base. If you're a seasoned consultant, if you're not a seasoned consultant, then you just really want to start with your hot list. Just practicing on their face, and you're putting product on their face, and you get that, and booking some parties. But foundation checkups are what we call fillers. What are fillers? So what falls under the filler category? Foundation checkups, facials, on-the-go appointments, things like that. Things that are not a skincare class. And so why we call them fillers is because when we talk about your numbers and working the numbers, everything is based on skincare classes. When I used to say I built my business and was able to replace my income, in the first 6 months with one party a week. Hang on just a second. Let me go ahead and mute. Okay, got it. It was all from skincare classes, not facials, not foundation checkups, not on-the-go appointments. Everything I did was based off of my skincare classes. And so these are just little fillers to fill in between your slots where you are working and holding appointments, holding skincare classes. My days used to be Tuesdays and Saturday mornings, or, and that was my day. Now, during seasons, it's Wednesdays and Sundays is when I hold skincare classes, but I can hold filler appointments during the morning, weekdays, some of the afternoons, weekdays. You get it. All right. So now what we want to do at these foundation checkups is these are your existing customers. So more than likely they are already on skincare. Okay. And so you have to be really, really good at remembering or having records of what they are buying from you. That's where your profile cards come in, my customer app, my customer site, just really getting good at data entry, this information, or even just having for me, I'm the dinosaur. I like to be able to pull out for their profile card and have it at my fingertips. That's just me. And so having that information. Now, so when you are doing these foundation checkups, and we talked on another training, the foundation training of how to get excited, how to get them booked, you want to encourage them to bring someone that you have never met before. Remember, the average woman has 6 groups of friends, okay? 6 different groups of contacts. Her neighbors, her family, her kids' friends from school, her friends from high school, the church friends, and her coworkers, right? That was 6 right off. And we could probably even name more if we could get going on and on. And so it's not going to be that hard to say, hey, coming over for your foundation checkup, once you get her booked, do you have a girlfriend that you want to, that you've noticed she needs a foundation checkup? Everybody, this is what I've noticed doing these foundation checkups, everybody knows somebody who has a line. And they always want to talk about them. Have them bring her and say, you really shouldn't have a line, and you really shouldn't look like an Oompa Loompa. Why don't you bring her and let's match her foundation, and pamper her. And so that is going to increase your ticket and your time there. Time is money. I am always making sure, without a doubt, that I sell $150 retail at every filler appointment that I do, okay? Filler appointment. Because I've just spent an hour away from home, I'm going to make $75. That's what I would clear. $150 in retail sales, $75 out of my pocket. And so I'm going to give you some ideas in just a second. And so, encouraging her to share this with a friend, 2 friends. You don't have to say the word party. We've talked about that a million times. Just girls' night out, pampering session, foundation checkups. Whatever you are getting excited about, they will get excited about. Or whatever. Everybody's different. Remember, you guys spin on a dime. Spin on a dime. You know, if you think she's gotten excited about foundation checkup, say it. If she's excited about girls' night out, say it. You got to be able to read your customer. That's where knowing the personalities come in. This is like an onion. Everything, when you peel it, it's like, oh, I could get good at that if I knew my personalities. Oh, I could be good at that if I knew how to upsell. Oh, you get it. This whole business is an onion, peeling back the onion and knowing all the different layers of this business. So each customer, you also want to educate your customers on having 2 shades. When you ask those questions that's on that list, you know, do you tan? Do you get deeper? Do you tan and burn? Do you stay the same color? Unless they answer, I stay the same color all year, they don't need 2 shades. But everybody else is going to need that peak summer, peak winter shade. And as they're fading in the summer, remember they blend the summer and winter to get their fall color. As their color is coming out of winter and peaking into spring, heading into summer, once again, they're going to blend that summer and winter shade for their spring color. So those 2 colors will last. They just put them in their drawer and use them when they need it. So that's 1 year, 2 colors, they keep lasting, right? Teach your customers that. I'm going to give you a list of things that you should be selling at that foundation checkup to increase your ticket in just a second. So I mentioned that my goal always for filler appointments is 150 for that 1 hour. If it's one person, if they brought a friend, it's going to be 300 retail. So I'm going to make 150 in an hour. That's always a goal. If you go there without a plan, without having a vision of what you're going to do, you're going to miss your mark every time. So knowing what your customer was on, what she's using, what she's not using, is you're going, and I've talked about this particular appointment before. Had a customer, knew she was on the miracle set. She wanted me to come back to meet her teenage daughter, and she did not want anything to do with glamour, no mascara. She wanted skincare. How do I get my ticket up to $150 on a teenager that doesn't want glamour? Well, I knew botanicals, 58. Was going to show her the brush. Showed her the brush, that's 50. Satin lips, 22. And, oh my gosh, the charcoal mask. Add that up. There you go. That was my 150. And I think that was what I showed her. Yeah, charcoal mask, satin lips, the brush. Went in there, showed her those things. She bought all of it. Boom. That was my 150. That was victory for me. I walked out. That was, you show what you sell. This business is not hard. It is easy. It's simple. May not always be easy, but it's simple, okay? Strategy. That's what we try to teach you on our Sunday night Zooms. When we do the selling, the selling training is a strategy. You being on purpose and doing your homework going into that appointment, not flying by the seat of your pants, hoping that somebody buys something, but being on purpose, all right? You must have this foundation. Let's really talk about that. We talked about that in the foundation training. By the way, I've got to download that. Sorry about that. But you have to have this foundation. It's hard to go into a foundation checkup appointment and not have the newest, latest, and greatest foundation. I'm just going to tell you, this foundation looks amazing on everyone's face. And as I mentioned in the foundation training, I did CC cream on one side, the new one on the other. I let them see. CC's fantastic. You guys know that. But this, I just don't even have words to describe how great this foundation is. You've got to get it if you don't have it. if you're struggling with knowing, the funds, find a way. Be a smart businesswoman. Women, you've got to be a woman that will set yourself up for success and not for failure. Working from an empty wagon is difficult, very difficult. Okay, you are not only are you competing with consultants around you that have product, but you're also competing with Walmart, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Belk, Dillard's, all the malls, Ulta. You've got to bring your A game. You've got to bring your A game. You have what you've got going for you is the #1 product in the world, from a company that's debt-free, that has the deepest pockets in the industry, and that does more research and development than anybody else. And so Mary Kay has brought their A game, and you have to bring your A game. You have to have the product. Now, I want you to also learn how to think outside the box, all right? When it comes to getting these foundation checkups on your date book, okay, what do you need to offer your existing customers to get them excited to sit down with you one more time, okay? For me, it was, hey, my new studio's open. I've got a glamour bar, a skincare station. I'm giving all my local customers $20 to come over and try this new foundation. Boom, boom, boom. That was my script. Text it to all my local customers. What are, $20 and free, $20. You're thinking, well, the foundation's $25, Michelle. Why would you do that? What did I just say? I know, and I have confidence that I'm going to sell $150 or more. I'm going to sell more than just that tube of foundation. I'm setting her up for the things that she needs to have a flawless face. So I didn't have a problem offering my customers, my existing customers, $20 to sit down with me, come over to my new studio and see it, and try this new product. And so think outside the box. What are you excited about? You've got to be willing to receive the blessing, but you have to open up your hands to receive the blessing and not stop holding on to that almighty dollar. Because when you're clenched like this, and you're like, I don't have product, I can't get product, I don't have any money to get product. Well, your hands are always going to be like this, because without any of those things, you've got to risk. You've got to get off that fence, and you've got to take that risk. You've got to decide, are you in business or are you not? Okay? You've got to decide. You've got to trust yourself. God would never, ever put you someplace to fail. He would absolutely get no glory out of that, but he gets all the glory out of you succeeding. And so, having product, there's actually no risk. We've talked about this over and over. If Mary Kay's not for you down the road, Mary Kay buys it back at 90% buyback guarantee. So just set yourself up for success and stop handicapping yourself. That's like having no product and selling from an empty wagon. It's like running around town with one arm and one leg tied behind your back. It's not very easy, okay, to run a race that way. All right, so here we go. So these existing customers, this foundation checkup, those are coming from your existing customers. Your other bookings are going to come from your referrals, and then you're going to build on that relationship with these referrals, and then, of course, have them bring a friend, and then build on that relationship to that second appointment, sharing with maybe 3 friends, which is the party, the class, girls' night out, we call it GNO, whatever. That is the progression of building on those relationships with these, with new customers, to get them to the point where they're considered your existing customers, where then later on down the road you book them for whatever new product launch we have, or the seasonal foundation checkup, okay? And so for those of you who are new, you're like, well, what do I do? The progression is, okay, you booked them, they're on your hot list, then you got names, book the second appointment, then you called the referrals, like I said, book that second appointment from the referrals, build on that relationship, book the party, the girls' night out, whatever. That's the progression of those other types of appointments, okay? Now, that's where knowing your number is going to come in, tracking your numbers, and that's helping you to build on that guaranteed paycheck. All right. So this is all about building that guaranteed paycheck that you need every month. And so that's how I break mine down. That's how Mary Ann breaks hers down. I know what I need each week because I know my numbers, because I'm in the field. I know what I get per week for reorders, per face. Like I mentioned, I know how to build that, that foundation, $150 foundation appointment. I track my parties. I track my new faces, my averages. I even track my career chats, how many it takes to get a recruit. Now, so we've talked about this foundation is unbelievable. It really does leave a flawless finish. I mean, just when it goes on, just the porcelain look that it leaves, trying to get you excited about getting in front of people, because I sense there is some hesitation, not really understanding where the hesitation is coming from, because everybody loves this. And I think maybe it's because you are a little scared with the numbering system. But I'm just going to be honest with you. And my customer that came over, she lays in a tanning bed. She goes from lily white in the winter to beige 2, deep bronze, whatever in the summer. Like and then she goes from oily to dry. She's the hardest customer. Mary Kay even knows about her. Like, they've called me. I don't even want to get into it, but she was my last facial, and she answered all the questions. She should have been a warm. Warms were not looking right on her. And so Robin, my new consultant, was here. I said, I'm just going to try cool on her, because in the wintertime, she's just so pale. She kind of appears to be cool. Off the cup, just put the cool on her, and boom, that was it. So don't be afraid to venture off the dirt road. You just got to try things, because not everybody has the textbook match. Okay. And it's such a great, like they said, it's such a perfect match. And it is, when you get the right undertone. And so, just try things. And she knew we were trying things. That's why the foundation checkup, so don't have anxiety over getting it wrong. You learn so much from getting it wrong. Okay. So getting it wrong, the first couple of times I was putting things on her, I thought, you know what? So now I know that I can veer off the path and still get a perfect match. Okay. So here are some of the things that I show to get up to that 150 in sales when I have a customer who is on every skincare, every supplement. Okay. So here's a little combination that I like, that I think everybody needs with the foundation. We have, of course, the $25 foundation. We have the $18 foundation primer. We have the under eye corrector. We have the perfecting concealer. If you guys didn't know, if you put the concealer right here and right here and right here and right here, it erases your shadowing, and it gives you, literally like a facelift. You look 10 years younger, because it has a highlighting pigment. And so I always demo that on myself on one side, and it makes my shadow disappear, and I sell those like hotcakes. Bronzer and highlighter, okay? And then the compacts that go in those. Do you see how I'm getting up to that 150? Powder. I can do translucent powder, mineral powder, and the brushes. Everybody's got to have a liquid brush. They've got to have a powder brush. And then I do a highlighter. And then I do a finishing spray. Love the finishing spray. How do I get them to buy all this? I show it. They use it. I have it. It's in my demo bag. I have a glamour demo bag that I keep all my glamour stuff. And then I have a skincare demo bag. Okay? And so I keep all my skincare and supplements in here. And so that's how I know what to show. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, I do my homework, and I know what my customers are already using head to toe. Now, if they are not on the skincare, you've got to work really hard to make them fall in love with one of the 4 major lines, okay? 3D, Miracle Set 3D, Voluform, Clear Proof, or the Botanicals. They have to be on a good skincare regimen, okay? That's where it all starts. That's the sweeping of your floors. Everything else is mopping. You would not mop your floors before you swept them. And then they've got to be on a great supplement, at least 2 of them. I always sell 2 supplements. Remember, because I partner them together and I let them count them as a set. And so the supplement duos can be charcoal mask, facial peel, charcoal mask, microderm, facial peel, microderm, serum C, facial peel, toning lotion. You get it. That's just increasing my ticket. So those are just some of the things. And that's what I show over and over. I don't venture off the path on this. Those are my favorites. Those are my go-to products. Those are the ones that I believe in. Those are the ones I use myself. And my passion for these products just ooze out, and everybody wants them. And so when you get them on these products head to toe, your reorder ticket, there you go with that, knowing that number. That's why my reorders are so high, because that initial appointment, that follow-up facial, the second appointment, the Foundation seasonal checkups, boom, 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 head to toe Mary Kay. All right. Now, one thing I want to add, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mary Ann. Never go into a Foundation checkup if they're not on skincare, and not start off with skincare. If they're already using the skincare and you said, did you cleanse today? And if they said yes, if they're sitting there with a clean face, then you go ahead and you do some supplements that you brought specifically for them that they're not on. But you never go directly to just the Foundation. Now, like my appointment on Friday, she's on everything you can imagine. Like she's on Mary Kay crack head to toe. And so but I still sold her 111 right there. And then she called back and reordered her microderm, and then she's reordered a new Glamour compact. Do you see? And she's on everything. There's nothing I can show her, but I still upsold her. So that's good stuff. Mary Ann?
Yes, I want to talk about a little bit of how do you keep up with all these products. So there's several different ways. My favorite way right now, I'm using the My Customer app. So before the app came out, I would just go onto InTouch and use the My Customer tab. Underneath this is tools to enter in all their information, the weekly accomplishment sheet, and then also as I add their profile information that adds their products. Whenever you use CDS, or if they order from your website, it does automatically record what products they have ordered. But if they text me and, if I fulfill it from my inventory, like if it's a reorder, or if it's some of my people down in Georgia and it would be more cost effective for me to CDS it straight to them, that also gets recorded in there. So if it's a face-to-face sale, like you're doing a skincare class, facial, then if you write out a paper sales ticket, you've got to put it in that My Customer app and just write fulfilled from my inventory. So that way you're still tracking your numbers, and that whole thing has all their products right here. I pulled up on InTouch one of my customers that lives close. She's a couple of skin allergies, like she's allergic to sulfates and coconut. So I have to make sure I really look at all those ingredients to make sure her face doesn't blow up. Let me share my screen real quick. Where's that button? I took my glasses off so you guys wouldn't have a glare on there. Where did it go? I always have that button. What the crap? Okay, well, next time. That's so weird. I usually always have that. Oh, well. So anyway, in there, it lists all the products that she's on. It has my notes like allergic to sulfate, allergic to coconut. This is her dark summer color. This is her light winter color. She likes to contour with cream stuff. And so before I go to the next appointment, I look in that. I look in my customer app. I look at all the products she has. I look at her wish list where I've written my notes. So that is the best way to keep track of all this. I used to be able to remember almost all of them, even when I had 100 and 150 customers. It's like memorizing their names. It was the one thing. They looked where they looked, their name and their products. I knew it all, skin type, everything. I also used to keep it in my note section on my phone, like with their contacts for iPhones, in the note section where you have their contacts, I used to put at least their skin type and their foundation color. That way, if my app is crashing or I don't have my profile cards with me, I can just pull up their contact and I at least have their skin type and foundation color, because more than likely that's what they're going to order on the fly. So those are just a couple of things of how I keep track of all of that. And I think that's all I was going to share.
Very good. That's so good, Mary Ann. I'm still the dinosaur. I need to get up to the ages.
Well, I would just ask Sherry, because I've noticed she's had really high sales, like averaging above a Sapphire Star, and she said her big thing is that she's following up like consistently, and then she also went back to the profile cards, like looking at that piece of paper that they filled out. But if you're really good at putting that into your app, then you don't have to go back to the paper. Yeah. But again, if you read that the paper psychologically, you're probably going to remember things better anyway, because you'll remember their handwriting. Yeah. She re-follows up with what was on their wish list. Mm-hmm. That's a game changer too, because they forget what they love. They forget what they needed. It's our job to remind them.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So we've got a few minutes. If anybody wants to ask any questions, I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Okay.